music. Listen, if you're looking for Mary, she's a little under the weather, unfortunately. So she'll be back as soon as she can. In the Kitchen with Mary starts at 11 o'clock on Saturdays. We'll be with you all the way through 3 o'clock this afternoon. Plenty more guests, lots of variety as she always has. So thank you very much for letting me come into your home this afternoon and do some shopping with us. We're going to talk about Le Creuset. This is a brand that premiered in 1925, and it really has been the premier, the leader in the world of cast iron. This is kind of their combo of what you would say is a saute and a fry pan. If they had a baby, it would be a sauteuse. It has the cast iron lid to it. Normally, it would be $350. The sale price is just under $200. So you're going to save about $150 on this. We managed to reduce the shipping and handling because if you've ever, felt Le Creuset, I mean, one of the things we love is the weight of that cast iron. So we reduced the shipping and handling from $13.97 to $6.97. And you will get the lid with it. Here are the colors that I have to share with you. This one is called sea salt. So this will be your sea salt, and I'll turn it so that you could see. There's your sea salt. This is going to be the very popular cerise. And there you can see how beautiful this is. And then last but not least, this one is white. And take a look because we have more colors. So that's artichoke for you. That'll be your green artichoke. And here's your Marseille. Oyster is that gray tone for you. So those are your colors. So we have cerise, the red, Marseille, the blue, oyster, gray, sea salt. I said it was kind of an aqua. It's kind of a dusty aqua. And then white and artichoke is the green on this one. Low and slow is what this is all about. Greg Shockley is with us. Greg is a chef. He's run his own catering business, and he's been with us for many years. Hey, Chef Greg.
Great.
How are you?
Hi, Pat. How you doing? I'm
good,
doing awesome.
thanks.
How are you?
Good, good. I'm so excited this is part of the show today because anytime we show any of these pieces and you can 5 easy pays at $40, maybe your first piece or add to what you have at home.
Right. You're right. This is a great starter piece. But, at the core, this is a Dutch oven. This is a cast iron Dutch oven, which is what Le Creuset has been known for nearly 100 years. We're coming up a couple months away from 100 years. But what we did is we took some of the features that we love from our fry pans or our saute pans, particularly where we have rounded corners. So, let me just show you right here, Pat. So I've got a risotto going right here, which, by the way,
love risotto.
Cast iron is the best way to cook risotto because you get nice, steady, gentle, even heat. No hot spots. But look, when I scrape away the sides right here, you can see that normally our pots go straight down and they meet the bottom. This one slopes down, and you can see that proprietary sand enamel, which helps this just release. But none of those bits of rice get stuck under there or have a tendency to burn or anything like that. So that's what we really love about the fry pan. So again, we incorporated this inside of our Dutch oven. So why don't I go ahead and I'm going to show my first demo right here. And I've got a chuck roast. Look, it's still wintertime. It's still cold. That those comfort meals are still great to have. And Dutch oven cooking is the perfect way to do it. So I've got a chuck roast. By the way, look at this beautiful golden brown that you get here. This is the caramelization, so both of your vegetables and of your meat. And that's what you can only get for the heat distribution and retention that we have in cast iron. So I'm going to this is a one-pot dish, super easy, not a lot of mess, not a lot of cleanup, which is great. So I brown this off. And what I'm going to do, just so you can see this, I'm going to add my vegetables in a second. But do you see all those little brown bits underneath?
The brown bits, the best part.
Right. That's called fond. That's the treasure. That's what you want. Because when you introduce the liquid, we're going to add beef stock and red wine. So I'm going to add my red wine right here. And then I'm going to add my beef stock. And this is going to be the creation of our cooking liquid and our sauce. So this is going to braise for about 3 or 4 hours and become super tender. And then all I'm going to do, you'll see how easy this really, really is. I mean, you think Dutch oven cooking, how do I do it? It's got to be complicated because this is Le Creuset. It's not. We're adding our mirepoix, which is simply onions, carrots, celery. I've got some nice aromatic herbs in here. we're going to put this on top, and then we're going to lid this up. And Pat, I'm going to just go like this real quick. Voila.
The magic of television.
Magic of doing this ahead of time, right? Exactly.
Yes.
And this is what we're left with.
Whoa.
Notice. I know it is gorgeous. It is rich. It is decadent. And you think this is pot roast? This is elevated pot roast. Watch this. I'm going to barely get this on here and just look. It's beautifully tender. It's not dry. It just falls apart. You've got this amazing gravy that we've got right here. And watch, I'm going to ladle this over. And again, really, other than putting the right ingredients and the fresh food and good quality, that's all you have to do. This slow cooked for about, I don't know, I think we did about 3.5 hours at 300 degrees. So it had time to really just kind of carry on. And by the way, since I've got my really messy lid right here, I'm going to go ahead and show you anyway. We've got a lip right here, which the reason this is here is because this lip kept all those flavors in. It just recirculated it through the food to get that richness. We didn't want any of that beautiful flavor to go away. And just look, this is a cast iron lid as well. And all I'm doing, since I made a mess on this, cooked for a long time, it's super, super easy to clean up.
Greg, let's talk about different kinds of stovetops. Yeah.
This works on, I've got an electric stovetop right here. Definitely great for gas. You can use induction and you can use glass. So any preference that you have, this will work for it. Now, one thing to keep in mind too, while I'm bowling up my chili right here, is you only really need to kind of go to medium. There, we're seeing it, how easy this cleans up. And that's one of the important things too. Everyone loves to cook, but nobody loves to clean. That's probably why I learned how to cook in the first place, so my wife can clean up. That's kind of our trade-off. But that's proprietary sand enamel that we have. Remember, this entirety of this pot is enamel coated on the outside, and then it's got our proprietary sand enamel, which promotes easy release, but most importantly, it really helps that caramelization, because Dutch oven cooking is about developing layers of flavor. So let me go ahead and just finish this risotto real quick, and we'll put this maybe with some of our. Now, the idea with risotto, it cooks low and slow, and you're stirring it. So this is a rice that you, in most cases, are just simply adding some stock and maybe some proteins in there, and it's meant to be creamy. Now, there's no cream in here at all, but when the starches come out of the arborio rice, it makes the most wonderful, rich, because it soaks up all the flavor of that stock that you're going to put in. All I do is put in some peas, and you don't have to do, you can whatever your recipe you like, and then a little richness with a little Parmesan cheese. And that's simply it. This could be a meal or the perfect side dish. But again, the whole idea
creamy that is.
I know. And no cream or anything in here. In fact, the only thing I am going to add, because I love the flavor of butter, just to finish it off, that's at the very end. We're going to add that. But again, totally up to you. You get to do whatever you want. But when you're talking about versatility, you can actually bake in this. Makes amazing bread. You could make some of your.
So it is oven safe up to 500 degrees.
Oven safe up to 500 degrees for sure. Right.
Oh,
this can be on the stovetop. Look at our breads. You can see it's the perfect fit. I just cooked this right in here. It released perfectly. You get that thump that you want to hear when you know the bread is done. But on the inside, it's that nice, tender, flaky flavor that you want. It's absolutely amazing. But again, the cast iron basically just absorbs the heat, and then from side to side, it actually emanates the heat from the outside into your food.
Makes
That's
you
the
better
difference.
Cook.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you're going to I love to deep fry or pan fry. If you love to do that, a lot of people in the South, I grew up doing that because my grandmother pan fried. Every cast iron is the perfect thing to do for that, because we talk about heat retention and heat distribution. What that means is that it holds the heat and it distributes the heat all throughout the pot. Because I know a lot of us have, we've used a pot before where it's got hot spots, right? One part hot. You're used to cooking over here, so you don't burn it. You just get accustomed to that. Don't have to do that. It's going to be even, nice heat for you. That heat retention, when you deep fry, a lot of people will deep fry and have soggy food. You're using too low of an oil, or when you introduce your cold food to the oil, it brings that temperature down. Licorice will maintain that perfect temperature for you.
$40, Greg. $40, and you will get this home. And I love that you're calling it a Dutch oven, because I think that's how most of our familiar and can relate to the size that you're going to get. This is much larger than I thought when I got in here and I looked at it. It really is good. The only question I have, and I'll do colors in a second, is your cat walking around the kitchen?
It's not. It's my dog, I think.
Oh, your dog. Okay, I couldn't really see, so I knew somebody was down there. I love it.
I
love it.
I wouldn't be at home cooking if I didn't have a dog at my knees, wondering if some food's going to drop down here.
They're smart. They're lucky dogs if you drop anything.
I know, right? I know.
Greg,
no kidding.
thanks so very much. As always, you're super. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Mary, I hope you feel better.
All right, so let's talk about this. This is going to be your sea salt, which is sort of your dusty aqua. Your Marseille, which is your red. Here's your white, and the white is the color of a marshmallow. All right, and take a look at these, because we also have the artichoke, which is your green. There is your Marseille, your blue. And then oyster, which is your gray tone. See, I told you we had heavy hitters in Mary's show, of course, because we all want to be in the kitchen with Mary, without a doubt.